All right, here we are, Miss
Hello.
Pam Saxman. How are you today?
I am good. How are you?
Oh, I am great. You're just two offices away from me, so can't say that I didn't see you today.
Well, it is kind of easier to do Zoom this way, but it was kind of funny when I walked down to your office and I was like, oh, yeah, just kidding. I don't really need to be in the same room if we're Zooming.
We're zooming. We're zooming. Well, today I think it's kind of fun. We were chatting the other day, and Pam and I are on Zoom calls almost every single day since we've joined eXp Realty 14 months ago, and it's gotten to the point where we're trying to get as much information to people as fast as we can. We're trying to still sell 40 homes a month, scoot to 50 homes a month, and
Yep.
stay afloat. So we thought as a training module, it'd be fun to have a background look at why so many top agents are moving to exp, as well as so many in the middle agents and new agents. So wherever you are in your career, agents are coming to this company. So we wanted to give everybody a behind the curtain look as to
Yes,
what we talk about when we meet with an agent and what they see. So what's your take on it? Because it's kind of hard to see it
yeah,
until you sit down.
I agree. But I think there's a lot of information out there, but not all of it accurate. I think there's a
Right.
lot of opinions. So that's part of it, I think, is sitting down and explaining what is the real deal, um,
Right.
showing the behind the scenes and talking about what I love about the company. And there's a couple little things I would change if I owned it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
nothing big. So being honest and sitting down with people, we talk about this all the time. People need to see it. It's one
Right.
thing to talk about it. And I know we're crazy passionate about it. And I think that comes across, but it is because of our experience, what we're seeing and what we're seeing really in others too. So
Yeah.
it'll be
Yeah.
great to show it.
And I think there's a lot of agents out there that, they're curious about what's next, in their own career. That was my question. What is next for me? Because I already conquered how to sell homes in a high volume, right? So my next phase was maybe I'll start maybe I'll own a brokerage. Maybe I'll look into buying a KW office or a Remax office. And I did explore that route. But when this opportunity hit me, and I investigated immediately. I think I brought it to you and Kevin. I was like, look at this, because all of the issues that I've been having for the last 20 years seem to be solved by this model.
Yes.
But it hadn't been big in our area yet. I mean, there were definitely some agents here, but no huge teams had moved over. So that
Well,
was a
and that's
concern.
where I think our fear was too, is that I love taking a calculated, risky move out there, but it was a big risk to take a big team, a great producing team. And we worried, is it going to negatively impact our business? I know this is not our intent on this call, but what I've been super proud about this year is not only have we sustained our real estate business, we are outpacing the market. I
Yeah.
mean, during COVID, we're I think at a 27% growth than where we were last year. So
Right.
it has been the answer of what is next? How do I grow? How do I propel? And I think there's a lot of agents that are, whether you're a new agent or a agent that's just growing their business, what is next? How do I do it? And what company can really support me to propel me where I really want to go? And that's all the tools and resources that we have at our fingertips are a major part of it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I just want to, what we'll start with today is kind of a back end look. People go, what are the splits? How much is it to work at EXP? So kind
Yes.
of, if you sat down with Pam and I literally in our office, we would show you the back end system. So I think that's what really we want to show people today is, yes, we're a big collaborative company. Yes, we have a vested interest financially in helping every single one of our partners grow, which I think that was the secret sauce or the glue that kind of keeps us all together, isn't it? Because I mean, that to me was the big game changer.
To me, it's the biggest pull for EXP. I mean, a lot of people know that I left because I had a little fear of the
They
model.
know that? Do they know that? Maybe you should tell them. Not everyone knows that.
So I did. I mean, I saw the journey, but what I did not want this to be was a body shop. There's a lot of firms that it is truly all about recruiting, and
Mhm.
they don't care if you sell 4 homes or if you sell 30, they're going to make the same amount of money. So it's this system. I did not want this to be that way. And not that that was the intent, but I had this fear if that was a focus, that that's what it would feel like. So
Yeah.
I went to a broker and was like, I want to support people. I want to bring them in. I want to train them. And then what was interesting is seeing it from that point of view of constantly having to defend yourself on what value am I bringing, what value is my brand, my brokerage, all of this because of splits.
Right.
And then you're trying to be everything to everyone.
Right.
And it was really hard. And I realized that I couldn't pour into people like I really wanted to. And EXP was a perfect model because we were all kind of tied together
Mm-hmm.
financially, of course, but also when someone calls me, I want them to be successful because I've got some skin in that game too. And so it just becomes tight. It's hard to describe that feeling too. Like when someone calls you and they go, I got my first listing. I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like I celebrate that more than I would my own. It's amazing. So that has been my biggest takeaway of this whole experience. Money's great, but
Yeah.
that's not my why. It's
Yeah.
helping people.
And it was funny because when I met you back in the end of 2017, I was looking for an ops manager to expand, and I was leaving Remax at the time,
Yes.
for various reasons, but mainly it was a financial decision. Great company, great people, but financially it just didn't work anymore. And I knew for the money that I saved, I could hire the other half of my brain, which I knew immediately when I met Pam. I was like, she's my person. And we sat down and talked that day in at Starbucks right over here on Kildare Farm. And I was talking about expansion. Do you remember that? We were talking about expanding call group to the beach, and you're like, well, I have a or a beach house. And
Yes.
she's like, she was so excited because she is an implementer. I mean, Pam is the implementer of the team. And so I have all these grand visions, and she has to like calm me down and reel me in. But if I say we're doing this, Pam's got it done in, a few days, a few hours, a few weeks, and she's the implementer. So we talked about taking call group and scaling it. That was my grand vision. But
Yes.
unfortunately, when you do the math and you look at the logistics of it with the other brand that we were with, it just didn't make financial sense. And talking to a lot of the teams that have done the expansion model, they kept building them up and breaking them down and building them up. And so it was exhausting to even try. So we just thought, well, let's just continue building the team, building our culture. And when I saw EXP, I knew there was something special there. I couldn't put my finger on it. Yes, there's a financial incentive, but it was the glue, like I said, and it scared Pam to death. And she's all about people and culture and doing the right thing. And so you did leave, and you were a BIC for that little bit of time. And we kept our communication open. And finally,
I'm glad for that experience.
me too. Me too. Actually, when you left, I had to jump into an even bigger leadership role and step up to the plate on our own team. And really, that was the transition piece for me. And then doing the TEDx talk was like, oh my God, I finally got over myself and could lead. So I think all of us go through certain things because we have to.
Yeah.
So anyway, we all have our own story as to why, but I'm going to share my screen with everybody today and show people a little bit behind the scenes as to what you get at this company, because I think that for $85 a month, if you don't sell a home, you owe $85 a month. That is truly what the company charges monthly, but you get a very robust back-end system. And for anybody that knows me, I am not techie at all, at all. And it's all very confusing to me. I focus on people, what they need, and how to solve problems. And everything tech to me just drives me nuts. And at our former brokerage, it was just clunky to me to have to log into all these different suites. And I remember I was like, Pam, you do it, because I don't know how to get around here. With this, everything
together. There was no dashboard where everything
right.
was in one place where you could just jump off from
Exactly.
this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I tell everybody, if you want to get to anything, you go to your eXp Enterprise, and literally I can get to everything from right here. So if you were sitting in front of me, Pam, I would show you that, you come to eXp, you get your dashboard. As an agent, there's nothing more annoying than having to run to your BIC or run to your team leader and say, where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? Because the one thing, if you're an agent sitting out there, most agents don't track their numbers. They don't treat it as a business.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How many times do we ask agents, how many homes are you on pace to sell? And they're like, oh, I don't know. How much
They just know
money?
if they're busy or if they feel good. They have no idea what they've netted or
Right.
what their GCI, none of it. They're
Not
just in the mode to sell.
it's selling. And so where the shift happens is when you start going into, this is a business and I better treat it like a business. So my year starts at April 1st with EXP. That's when we transition from KW to EXP. And so I can look at, my month and see that, we have 56 homes under contract. My year starts from April 1st. I can see the volume, the deals that we have, under contract or have closed, just everything that you've earned is right there. So I love that from a business perspective, that I can see a dashboard and know where my business is at. Yep. At EXP, everybody gets a website. So that's where show everybody my website. So you can see that we like to have fun here. So we feel like our website shows, our EXP logo, which is a very clean, streamlined logo. For those that know me, I did not want to come to this company because I didn't like the branding and logo.
Yes.
Because I'm all about our brand. Caul Group is our brand. And so the nice thing is that EXP aligns with your brand. We sold 68 million at Remax. We sold 72 or 75 million at KW. We went to 105 million at EXP and we're on pace to 120 million. The brands had nothing to do with our work that we do, right? And so that was something that was in my head originally, but now I realize that we are the brand. So this website was free.
EXP totally wants you to grow your brand too. There's so many agents that we have just on our EXP team that have their own branding, their own signs, their own kind of company names. So they're not just building Keller Williams or Coldwell Banker.
Right.
They're building their own thing with just brokered by EXP. It's so simple, easy, and really crisp. So anybody can do this. You don't have to be on a big team.
No.
This is what you want. Let's build it.
Let's build it. So I have my Instagram on here. We have our Millions Mapped app. So basically this site used to cost me $1,000 through Brivity. We were able to, stop spending that $1,000 a month. And now this website literally is part of the $85 because it's hosted with KV Core. So that's our company website. We have, of course, a lot of investor relations in here if you want to read about the company, but there are nice charitable organizations. I know they help families in need. So just like every brand, Remax had a great charitable organization. KW had Red Day. EXP has Extend a Hand. So again, very charitable if that's where your heart is. There are organizations to jump into. We have a ton of preferred partners. There's a whole floor in the world dedicated to partners, which most companies have. So we're no different there. This is one of my favorites to me. Every time you submit a document through SkySlope, you have a team of compliance people and they send you little love notes when you're missing something. So you pay, $25 per transaction to have that. But the neat thing is at closing, when you have all your documents in place, at closing, the attorney will actually wire the funds into your account. Now, I can't tell you how many agents are like, I have to wait days to get paid. And sometimes you need that money right away, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
everything, you're basically paying for a cloud-based business, $85 a month. We have some brick and mortar, but you don't have to walk into an office to drop off a check. You don't have to do any of that. Your whole business is run virtually through SkySlope and some of these other platforms. Super easy to use too.
Super easy. So that is our transaction management and our compliance team. KV Core is the lead generation website and CRM that we use. So if you're at any other company, I know a lot of independent brokers right now use KV Core. So if I were to leave EXP, I could take my KV Core platform with me. I don't have to take my leads from somewhere else. I can still use my leads. And I wanted to be sure that this time my leads stay with me if I'm going to pay for them. We generate a ton of free leads through KV Core. I think we listed a house and we got 90 free leads from this house that was very attractive in Cary. But if you wanted to, you could use this campaign, put a little gas in the engine so the campaign's making it rain, which I think, what do we spend, Pam, on making it rain? I
think Adam does $250 a month and he gets about 40 leads per month. So it's an inexpensive lead source.
Yeah.
You could spend $350, $450. I know Philip DeMuth, they have just opted in for making it rain too. And they're seeing a ton of leads that come through there as well.
Yeah. So
can I just add a little bit on KV Core?
Yes, please.
I have never seen a CRM that works as hard as KV Core on generating leads. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, squeeze pages, landing pages, there's so much little custom microsites that you can build out.
Hmm.
And you can get organic leads, or like you said, you can add some gasoline to it as well. But it's not just a clunky CRM where you're just putting people in there. It's actually working for you. And it actually has some campaigns. It will communicate with your database too. It's so super smart. Now it's a big system. You know, there's a lot of training that we do around KV Core, but it is amazing in and of itself.
And we've used, Real Geeks and Boomtown and Conversion
And you
and
name
Lofo. Who hasn't used every system out there? And every system has a love-hate relationship, right? At the end of the day, you just got to use it. So I think it's kind of like we all want to blame something if the leads aren't good. And I always tell my team, it's not the leads that aren't good, it's you that's not good.
Yeah, we're not good at converting sometimes. Yes.
Get better. So what I love, again, for $85, your website, your lead generation, your transaction management, all of that is right there. You don't have to go reinvent the wheel. And all of our team now runs on the KV Core platform. And it has saved me, between Brivity and our website, $24,000 a year. I love that. So that was a big savings for us. So moving on, you can have a guest come into the world. This is great. I send these all the time, probably twice a day, to agents who just want to join us in the world to kind of see what it's like. So you get a 2-week pass and can take the training. This is by far one of my favorites. Again, for anyone that knows me, I love to take classes. I'm just a nerd of my craft, and I get a nugget out of anything. And so, like today, for instance, here's Tuesday the 14th. You've got, getting started as an agent. You've got how to win a HUD home offer, making it rain about the leads, empower yourself with video. Tomorrow we've got grow, build, scale with video. eXp University mentor certification, time management. I mean, there's just so many. I think there's 75 classes a week now.
Yeah, there's some days I look and there may be 25 to 30 a day.
A day.
And then
yeah.
On the right-hand side too, you have some state meetings as well. So we have our local group here that we call Freedom Builders. But this is another opportunity to connect with other folks in the Triangle or either within the state. And we can go into a state room. I think we're going to do that in a minute. Yeah. But just know that you're connected locally, you're connected on a state level, and then you have a national platform too. So there's lots of training and support with top agents. I mean, I know you teach some classes as well in the world.
Yeah. I mean, the neat thing is it's not new agents teaching other agents. It's icon agents who have gotten the Icon Agent Award. Because we get the free stock, we go back in and we help and we train. And so, you can add this to your calendar. And if you're in the car and you just forget that, oh my God, there's a class, I can literally click on my eXp World app. I can get into one of the classrooms, through my speakers on my phone in my car and never miss a class. So I love the fact that it's very connected. I can go into the Australia auditorium, the Canadian auditorium, and watch what their agents do. So talk about connection. That is huge.
And pro tip here, Canada has some really good classes. I don't know what is going on there.
Yeah, they have some great classes in Canada. Yeah, so as far as an education, they have figured out how to keep us really connected. And when you think about it, you don't have to get dressed, get your makeup on, drive to the office, take the class, and then kind of bounce around with everybody around. I mean, you've spent 3 hours taking 45 minutes of education. I just love that it can be in and out. And, I'm make sure you spend the proper time in the day getting educated. So I don't like to waste time. Becoming a mentor program, the Expand program. I love this. You want to talk about our agents that are mentors?
Yeah, so we have several on our team. So Terry Doole, Kelly Cox, Adam Diven, are just 3 of them that I can think of off the top of my head. But they have great experience as agents, as transaction coordinators. There's just a lot of knowledge there. So if you are a new agent and you come to eXp, you have your sponsor that's going to support you, and they answer the phone whenever you call. but you also have a mentor there. So another layer of a person that will meet you, that will Zoom with you, that you will call, that you can ask anything you want to around contracts, EXP. You just have another resource. And I mean, having Terry or Kelly, that, I mean, they look at probably maybe 1,000 inspection reports a year. I mean, to be able to call them up and say, hey, is this a big deal, this crack? That's kind of amazing. And you
Yeah.
just pay them a little bit of your split. So they're happy to do it because they're getting compensated for it a little bit too. But it's not very much. And I think it's only 3 deals until you get settled.
Yeah, I think it's like 10% per transaction. And what I tell everyone is, if you get 8 or 10 mentees, and you add that up, it's a little side money, but I mean, it could be a few $1,000s or more a month just by you training and helping other people. So if you have the heart of a teacher, this program is a great program to get started in.
Win-win for everyone.
Yes, absolutely. And then, customizable marketing materials. Again, this is somewhere where it better be efficient. I remember trying to log into different, things at Remax, and it seemed clunky and I never could figure it out. This worked pretty fast as far as doing some maybe luxury marketing. If I wanted to grab a brochure, I would go down, I would find the luxury brochure. All of my information is already populated in there. And in 24 to 48 hours, I could have these at my doorstep printed in the stock, weight paper that I want, and boom, done. So from door hangers to social media banners to anything you can think of, even the listing presentation and buyer presentation, which are actually good.
They are.
Yeah, they're in there. So they've figured out, marketing for us to make it easy. Signage and branding, I'll talk a little bit about that. I mean, your brand is you. You do not have to have the blue and orange. Whatever your brand is, you do you, and you just put the little EXP logo anywhere on that sign at the bottom corner and go for it. So they really promote you building your own brand, because the consumer awareness of brand is kind of dead. I mean, the consumers they just want to see a house. They don't care who we work for.
Well, we laughed when we moved from Remax to Keller. We were like, okay, we got to call through Tina's database. We just got to make sure that they know that we're making the move and calm everybody down. And I mean, I remember being on like the 3rd call and they were like, who the hell was Tina with before? And I said, Remax. And they're like, oh, is she still selling houses? Yes, sir, she is. Perfect. Wherever she is, we'll use her. I was like, all right, great. We stopped after like the first page. It's like, people just don't care. They just don't.
Yeah. And when we made the move from Keller to EXP, we didn't call a soul.
No.
Because it was just it's traumatic for them. Like, they don't care where we are. They just want to know that you're still a call group, you're still selling real estate. So we learned our lesson there for the fact that we are the brand. This is really fun. The last 3 things I'm going to show people are or the revenue share, the stock, and the workplace chat. So we have gotten probably 10 or 12 referrals in the last 12 or 13 months from other EXP agents. In fact, I just got one today. As you build relationships with all of these 32,000 agents on Workplace, which is how we communicate, it's huge, the network that we've built. So this is our personal EXP homepage for North Carolina. So that's where we talk to all our EXP peeps right here. But what I love is, let's say you want to go to luxury conversations or you want to go to EXP listing presentations. Because we're all shareholders in the company and because we want agents to excel, we have all of our files uploaded on marketing, presentations, listing presentations, seller questionnaires, buyer packages. You can just rip off and duplicate, right? I mean,
were you ever at a firm where anyone ever showed you their golden marketing piece or their listing presentation?
No, ever. And you would see the flyer at some other agent's house that you were showing, and you would take it because you would like, I'm going to go take this home and study it. And if any of you agents are pretending you haven't done that, you're lying through your teeth. Exactly. You've all done it to each other because everyone has the same flyer right now, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
So ripping off and duplicating, success leaves clues. What I love about EXP is that because we're shareholders in the company, like I said, we want us to succeed. It's not about this is mine and that's yours, and I'll share a little. No, I'll share whatever you need. Just go sell some houses. So that is Workplace. That is how we all communicate through Workplace, which is Facebook for EXP. All right, the two fun things. I always say there's 5 pillars to EXP. There's a couple pillars to most brokerages. So you've got, most brokerages say they give you leads, some do, some don't, and training, right? So that's what they tout that they've got. We also have revenue share, we also have stock, and we also have healthcare, which my healthcare got cut in half by coming here because we're actually one cloud-based company, one group healthcare plan. So we have a healthcare guy, our representative, actually doing something tomorrow. Pam, what time is that?
It's at 10:30 tomorrow. So it's a great place to kind of talk about, some of our trainings too, because that's going to be prior to our Wednesdays and Fridays. Every week at 11 o'clock, we have top agents talk about different topics. So last week was lead conversion.
Yeah.
It was April Stevens, you, and Sharon Evans, really just talking about, it's great to have leads, but what if I don't know what to do with them?
Right.
How do I convert them? Or if I go into an open house, how do I convert them into a client? So those types of trainings, from inspections to repair requests, any kind of topic, we do those on Wednesdays and Fridays. And then we have new agent trainings on Mondays and Thursdays. But yes, tomorrow is going to be learning about our healthcare system too, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, the healthcare system I think is pretty awesome. But if you're watching this and you want to get on our list of announcements for all of the masterminds that we do, just email Pam or I, or put your name down below in the chat box, and we'll add you to the list, because every week you'll see the class schedule, who's talking, and then the video replay of the chat. So if you're interested, just leave us your email. Because we do a lot of fun trainings. So, all right, so this is the Equity Program Award. So you can see that when an agent is sponsored, into EXP, you have like 5 or 6 ways that you earn stock. So when you sponsor an agent and bring them into the company, when they sell their first home, when you sell your first home, when you cap and sell 20 more homes. So for all those top agents watching right now, if you're selling 28 to 30 homes a year, you literally can almost work for free at this company, because you get your stock back, and then obviously you can earn revenue share opportunities. So it is really a fun way to kind of build wealth. So for everybody that's watching, they also can know that they can use 5% of your commission check, and you can buy stock at a 10% discount. So you can see that this is the price of stock that I have purchased. These are the number of shares, and I have 12,400 shares of stock in my equity program. And so that means that I've made over $100,000 on my investment. Now, why did I do that? Because I believe in the company. I believe that the tech here is truly going to revolutionize the way real estate is done. Not only real estate, but the way, schools teach, the way universities teach, the way that businesses teach, moving into, post-COVID world.
Can I just say how fun it is for that to just show up? You get the email and it's like, you've been awarded stock. You're like, wow.
Right. Pretty cool, right? So yeah, so the stock program's been great. I have friends that have sold their stock and bought buildings. I can sell my stock right now, and thought about it, and buy 2 or 3 rental properties. I mean, it's just mine to play with. So people say, oh gosh, when you buy stock, it has to vest for 3 years. Not the ones you buy. I can play with that just like an investor. Anything that's gifted to me does have a 3-year vesting period, which is great, because if you bring on an agent and they're a great producer, if you would have given me stock in Keller Williams or Remax, I would have been there for a really long time, right? As a shareholder. Now that I am a shareholder in the technology piece, I'm not going anywhere. So, all right, so this is the revenue share portion. I want people to think of this as the ownership opportunity. This is where, if you're going to sell real estate the next 5, 10, 20 years of your career, if you're in your 20s and you're going to sell real estate for the next 20 years, this is a huge opportunity to build a little leverage into your life, give back, give agents what they want, which is help and, knowledge, and then build something that's pretty beautiful. So I remember when I sat down with Marty Hampton, she said, it took me 18 years to build a brokerage of 80 agents. And I think to myself, it took me 15 months to build a brokerage with 223. So I didn't do this though. This is where the team comes into play. When I joined EXP, I had 14 agents on my team and Pam and admin. So I cheated. I had a little head start. But all in all, in 14 months, I brought over 39 people. Those 39 people have done an amazing job to bring over 223 people. And we're onboarding a really big team with 35 agents next week. So that will go up by 35. And I didn't have anything to do with it other than a few conversations. That's going to be all on Marty, but it's exciting that we're working collaboratively as a group to grow something bigger.
And well, there's so many agents too that I think are at a great place in their career, and they want to maybe bring on some other agents. But there's a lot of risk associated with that. You know, yes. Do I know how to hire the right people? This is kind of great because you can build a team. You can build it without any sort of risk for yourself, but you are still going to support the person that you're bringing on. So
right,
you get the leverage that you need, but you also get someone that's really tied in. It's a really cool way of doing teams and building a business without taking all of that risk yourself as a business owner.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. And these are the people that I care about, pour into, not that I don't care about these, but they all have their own sponsors and they all have their own leaders, and we all collaborate together. But I pour into my 39, the people that I'm responsible for, the people that I want to become leaders to grow their brokerages and their teams. I always use Jen as an example. She came to us 9 months ago, and she has brought over 5 partners, and those 5 partners have brought over a total of 25. And so Jen has a team of 25, and literally her mortgage payment, car payment, and bills are now paid for by revenue share. That's amazing. Yes. That is amazing. And I know that I can't show everybody my numbers, but you know, it's well over 6 figures and growing. And it's almost like having, you know, $6 million in the bank, having a 4% return. There's no way I could do that, build that kind of wealth in 15 months. So if you're a broker owner or you're a top team leader and you're wondering what's next, how do I scale? These agents are in 11 different states now. Mm-hmm. I'm talking to somebody in Portugal. You know, we can talk to agents in the UK and Australia. We're opening up 5 more countries at the end of the year. It's just growing. It's huge. It's huge. So, so that's a fun opportunity for people that want to think about it as a business.
I love it. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I think 15 people right now with my little team, and we do some accountability videos. We have a lot of touch points. It's literally like a little small mini team within a team.
Yeah.
And they're giving back to each other as well. It's just, I did not anticipate how great that would feel. It is great to make a little extra money, but for me, because that's my why, is to see people grow, succeed, put signs in yards, and their new agent had no idea that they had the ability to do what they're doing. To see that pay off, it's great. Yeah. And I get some financial reward to it. It's a win-win.
Oh, it's just awesome. It's awesome. So, well, what I want to do now is just show people our virtual world, because this is the thing that I made fun of the most. I mean, I was such a brat. I wish I had video of me making fun of this, and Kevin laughs at me all the time. He's like, you hated the avatar thing, and you just don't get it. I'm not a gamer. I can't play with my son. I don't get it. But now I'm like, I love the world. So we are right now in our broker room. I'm in an office, a private office, in the broker room, and it looks a little bit like this. You know, I could have a private meeting with an agent. I could show them a screen share and go ahead and, you know, whatever, do my presentation that I need to do. Oops, let me move this so I can close this out. So we're in the broker stateroom right now. So I'm going to unlock the door because that was in a private room, and I'm going to go talk to
diligence
to Lori.
Repair and request form completely filled out and signed by all parties as well.
So you can see
that to me one more time.
You can see that they're actually talking to each other right now. I'm on mute, thank goodness, so they can't hear me. But Lori Barnwell is actually solving a problem for Michelle Kelly there. And we have right now 400 employees in the cloud office. You can see that, you know, our transaction compliance people are in here. If I wanted to go chat with them, I could go into the boardroom in the back. If I said, hey, Pam, let's have all of our team meet in the boardroom. I actually have a private suite, a call group suite on one of the levels, but I could come in here and I could have our team meet in here and do a presentation, which we've done before with Marty and with Sharon. So anything you want to add to this, Pam?
Yeah, I mean, I think some folks, it's hard to wrap your brain around, right? It's a virtual brokerage. So what happens when I have a problem? Do I have a broker or someone to talk to? Again, you have your sponsor. At times you have your mentor, but you can go in here and there's a broker in charge. There is someone here to answer any of your questions. You can see up front, but there's always a broker on duty. And then you have the transaction team that are sitting right there too. So you have a lot of resources. I think it's great because you don't have to be in a brick building. Walk in here and get the questions answered. I love that she's actually troubleshooting a question right now. I think that's great.
Yeah. So we're going to talk to Lori. Hey, Lori. You got, oh my gosh, you got some prettier shoes on.
I know, I did it just for you.
Oh, you're so sweet. We saw Lori a few minutes ago earlier today, and she was wearing flip-flops because we have fun in the world, right? We can wear any kind of outfit we want.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Lori, how long have you been with EXP?
Right at a year.
Oh, so like me, up 14 months. And what do you think about it?
Well, I think it's the best thing in the world. I spent some time at another brokerage that has a similar model.
Uh-huh.
And for me, I love it. Still love all my peeps over there. And for me, from at least a managing broker standpoint, it's so much better in that I feel like I actually get more time spent with the agent, and nobody has to wait in line really to get a question answered, because there's usually 4 or 5 managing brokers on the state floor at any given time.
Right.
So it's just so much better accessibility for agents who need a question answered right now.
Yes. Yes.
I don't go home at night. Well, okay, I'm at home already.
Yeah.
But
from the virtual office.
Yes. I don't leave my desk in the evening thinking, oh, gee whiz, there's no way I'll ever get to everybody that has a question and be able to help.
Right.
The other thing is I think for the agent side of it, they can get to a broker faster, and we're so good with our file review. Now, there are some that would probably rather not have such a close eye on all their files. However, it's not about being mean. It's about making sure that the agents learn to do the business properly, and that they have good paperwork so that they get to keep practicing real estate.
Yes, absolutely. We want that. I mean, there are so many, independent brokers that have moved over because that weight on their chest every night of who's going to mess up next and I'm going to be sued. I've never wanted to own my own brokerage because of that worry. And it's kind of nice that at EXP, we've got all the BICs that help us out. And you're not even my managing broker, yet I'm always in here talking to you.
Well, yeah, and that's the beauty of EXP is we have it set up and we have lots of backups in place so that 2 and 3 sets of eyes are on paperwork.
Right.
And even more than just about managing brokers not having to sweat it or feel guilty about it. More than that, it's about the agent.
Right.
Right? Because we can be available and we can keep close eyes on things, and we can make sure that everyone is set up for success.
Yeah.
It's not just a glance and go. We go through paperwork, and you've probably seen 1 or 2. Well, I know Kelly has.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
1 or 2 where we said, okay, hey, this is great, except we still need signatures on this page, or we need to make sure that we have that blank filled in.
Yeah.
So it really is long-term success for the agent. Another thing I love about EXP is it really is about being agent success obsessed.
Agreed.
Yes. I love it.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, and Shannon Sharp is our BIC, and she is sharp, right? So, I mean, she is on it. I text her on Workplace. I call her. She's come in to onboard our teams. I know the April Stevens team joined EXP several weeks ago, and she was boom on it right in their office. She has been amazing. So I think my biggest worry was that we wouldn't have a culture at EXP. And what's crazy is I know so many BICs, so many agents through these, meetings through the world. I'm more connected with people in this company than I ever was with any company in 20 years, which has been really fun.
Oh, I absolutely agree. And I'm getting to have a little bit of fun back over in Arkansas,
Nice.
which is where my parents are. So I get to help out over there. And I mean, how great is it to, okay, I'm going to run over to Arkansas for a couple of hours and work with some agents
Right.
over there.
Right.
I mean,
it is awesome. It is really, I mean, I know during COVID when everybody was kind of freaking out, I mean, we didn't miss a beat. I mean, our agents were still moving forward. We were meeting in the cloud office. In fact, Pam and I set up a prospecting room in our suite, in our team suite in the cloud. We had like 30 or 40 agents that came in every day. They role played. They went into these separate offices. We came back together. It was just really kind of fun to utilize the office more so than ever before, because I really don't come into this cloud office unless I need accounting help. I need to speak to one of you really quickly, or I need to go to a class. So those are really the only 3 reasons I might come into the world. The rest of our businesses run just like we always ran it, but this is just a great, fast way to get service if we need it. So,
well, and training on demand. I was talking to a brand new agent this morning. Now, do you guys have time for this?
Yeah.
Fun story to share.
Yeah.
Talking to an agent, brand new agent, who's trying to figure out where she's going to sign on.
Right.
And like I always do, I encourage everybody to talk to several. Make sure that you're pairing them, because you've got to go where you are getting fed. That said, she's a new mom, and she said, trying to get to classes and all these, and I said, whoa, time out. In EXP, most of the classes are recorded, which means if you're up feeding at 2 a.m, you can watch a class.
At 2 a.m. Yeah. But it's true. It's true. You can really function without having to be at the physical office. And I used to be one of these, how could I work without an office people? But 20 years ago when I started, I needed my office because my desktop was there. My phone that was connected to a cord was there. My fax machine was there. I mean, I needed that office more than anything. And now, as long as I have my cell phone and my laptop, I can run a $3 million company, no problem. But I don't need the office. I still enjoy it, but I don't need it.
Right. I mean, I've got to have my space to work, but I will tell you, I went out, my sweet mother turned 80 June. And so I went back out to Arkansas to visit, and I had a friend go with me so that I could sit in the passenger seat. I had my hotspot on.
And work.
And I worked.
Yep. And nobody was mad because you weren't in your physical office.
Right.
And you could still handle.
I was just as available as ever.
Exactly. So yeah, I just think, I mean, it was probably the hardest thing to wrap my mind around, that this technology is truly what we own stock in. I guess I didn't kind of grasp that concept. But now I get it. And now that I see like the Department of Defense that did their meetings and their summits online. We did our summit and had 15,000 people attend, right? 15,000 agents. And we didn't have to leave our rooms, so I still got my stock. So it really is nice.
Up at almost $16 a share today.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So it's been fun, and you've been great. I mean, we wouldn't have known each other at any other, organization, but because you're here, we've gotten to know you, and we love our Lori.
Well, I love you guys. I love seeing you come, and I miss when you're not here bringing people around.
I was there like every day, right? For a while. I'm like,
for a little while, yeah. I kind of got addicted.
I know. Well, I'm going to get back on it, but we're actually recording this video because we've gotten so busy that now we can just send this video and go, here's a virtual meeting, and here's what we're going to talk about anyway. So, well, you're awesome, Lori. Thank you. And
Well, thank you. And you guys, please stop by anytime and send old Kelly into the world once in a while to come say hi to me. I miss her.
I will. I'll tell her that she needs to come visit Lori. So awesome.
I need my fix.
That's right. That's right. Well, we'll see you soon for sure.
Okay.
All right.
Take
See
care.
ya.
Have a great evening.
You too. Yeah, so that's Lori. Obviously, we talk to her all the time. This is our private team suite. I just wanted to show everybody. It was kind of fun. We made everything Caul group related. So this is where we kind of have meetings when I'm off site or whatever. We'll bring people into here and do some trainings and things like that. So it looks like every other room, but you can kind of customize it to your own.
Great. Whenever you cross over that threshold, it's a private conversation. So if you go to the couch area, people that are in that little lobby area can't hear that.
Yes.
So that was great for role play because people could just pop into a desk or just go into an area and have that interaction.
And you can't do that on Zoom. Because at first I was like, what's the difference between Zoom and the world? Why do I need a private team suite? And so that's exactly the reason. We can't break off on Zoom and go and have our own little, you can have a little private conversation, but it was just different. So this just gives you fun interaction, and I really enjoy it. And the last thing, let's see. So we've got our little auditorium, which, I'll show everybody. The last thing we'll show you before we hop off.
Well, here's the thing, Tina. That's always the challenge, right? There's so many things to go over with EXP, and all of them are really awesome.
There's so many.
It's like, just hang on, just one more thing.
Yeah, one more thing. But I mean, it's like, this is what the auditorium looks like. And so whenever I do my classes, you can see all of the Instagram, everybody that Instagrams is on that board behind me. But if I were to teach a class, and put a module on here, or presentation, I would obviously add it. But this room is filled with people. So when we had our summit or our shareholders event, this room was packed with people, and we all were able to kind of come on and do exactly the breakout sessions that we were supposed to do, that people, felt like they were so bummed because they'd miss them. We did every breakout session. They monitored your attendance. So, because you get stock when you attend your reunions and things like that. So it's awesome. I mean, it's just been a wild ride, an amazing ride, but I feel like finally now the opportunity that my brokers have always had, I have, with very little capital risk, right? I don't have to buy a franchise, territory agreement. I can invite an agent from all over the world pretty much to this company, and we can function freely. So, and Pam's building a team. She's our ops manager. I'm building a team. Everyone's building a team. So if you are watching this and you have questions, we're just trying to dispel the myths. People are always afraid of what they don't know. And I think that's why I took 6 months to do my investigating. And we're always still learning something new every day. But reach out to Pam. She's amazing. Reach out to us and ask us any questions. But we're happy to run you through this again. But we hope that this gave them a good enough background as to what it is, I guess.
It's a good background, so there's plenty of questions to follow up with too. We may not be the best fit for every single person,
right?
But we're a damn good fit for a lot of people. So we can find if we can help you. That's all we're looking to do, is if we can partner to grow your business. If you're a new agent or an experienced agent or a mega team, I think we're set up with a lot of programs to help people grow. So that's our jam.
I always say, like, if you're a hobbyist, meaning you sell 1 to 2 homes a year, eXp is probably not for you.
No.
This is for top teams, especially top teams, good agents that want to learn and grow. New agents, this is like the best place for a new agent, because when could you align yourself with a top producer that's going to pour into you from day one? And if you're not successful, they're not successful. So that to me was the magic sauce that eXp figured out, that it's true revenue share. And it's so easy to figure out revenue share. I could never figure out profit share before. I tried. I know math is not my strong suit.
I don't understand it. And the green sheets too, both. I could never figure out how truly we were being paid. It was a big mystery.
Yeah, but this is like 50% of company dollar is shared with the agents that help grow the company, which that is just easy in and of itself. So yeah, it is a fun model. And again, it's not for everyone, but People of all ages love it. So if you guys ever have curiosity, hopefully we've answered most of the questions and the myths.
Absolutely. Reach
Yep.
out. We'd love to go deeper with you. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, Pam.
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you in 5 minutes.
Sounds great.